It's another Sunday, it's another brawl, what are we doing?
Nonsense Rumble!
That's absolutely correct, and today's theme is in line with our space month. Rick, what are we doing?
We're doing a space pilot.
We are indeed. Now, for those of you joining our Rumble for the first time, what we do is we pick characters that match the category, and we argue why my guy will beat your guy. Rick, today I'm happy to inform you that I'm ready and willing to take a loss, because I know there are specifically two characters that would absolutely beat my character, hands down, no question. So if you pick one of those two, you've won. I'm sure you're chomping at the bit to see if that's the case. But before that, we need to do honourable mentions. Who's yours today?
My honourable mention is Anakin Skywalker, and it's almost entirely because I think I've already picked your Darth Vader.
Oh, Darth Vader and Anakin are two distinct people in my opinion. That being said, Anakin is precisely the person I was thinking of.
Yeah. Anakin is a fantastic pilot. We see him do his trick flying. We even see him take down a Trade Federation ship by accident when he's 10. So, he's rather bullshit. However, I think I picked someone who's a little bit more interesting to, have as a main pick. Do you have an honourable mention today?
I will just add with the Anakin thing that Anakin is 100% confirmed to be the best pilot ever in Star Wars, at least. So, that's why he does feel like a bit bullshit to pick for this category, and why I was also fully willing to concede if you picked Anakin.
Yep, and also, he's the kind of character that you probably want to pick for something else.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can think of a few categories I'd want to have him in instead of pilot. However, I wasn't looking for an insta-win today.
Yeah.
But yeah, my honourable mention is Wash from Firefly. Now, I appreciate you've only ever seen one episode of Firefly, but Wash's only special skill, apart from being the funniest fucker in the show, is piloting. He can pilot anything, and he pilots it wonderfully. In the Firefly movie, the Firefly ship loses all of its engine capacity, and he still manages to bring it down safely, with a bit of a caveat, but I won't spoil the movie.
Sure, that's the Serenity movie, right?
Correct. So it's named Firefly because the Serenity ship is a Firefly class ship.
Right, okay.
So I was calling it the Firefly, but really I should have called it Serenity.
Sure, yeah, so the movie is called Serenity is what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah, let's find out, Rick, who are you putting in the field of battle today? Who is your actual pick?
My number one, my actual pick, he's not the best general, so I'm not picking him as my general pick, but I do think he's a very interesting, cool, and fun character. It is one Wedge Antilles.
Oh, interesting. Ewan McGregor's uncle, isn't he, or is that another character?
Yeah, so the actual actor is Ewan McGregor's actual uncle. But yes, he's also the only character in all of Star Wars who can legitimately paint 2 Death Stars on his X-Wing.
How come he can? Because he survived the encounter?
Yeah, he survived both encounters.
Usually when you paint something on your ship, it's because you're the one who took it down, not just because you survived the fight.
Yeah, apparently in Star Wars logic, if you count as an assist, then you can you've got the opportunity of painting on your hull.
While I don't agree with it, I will say that with the Death Star being a straight up station and only one person being able to get the kill, I'd probably be willing to let it slide just surviving.
Yeah. Especially since the other survivors are like Luke, who only survived, well, he survived one of them as a combatant and the other as a passenger. And Han wasn't even on the second Death Star. He was on the Endor ground, and so was Chewie.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong here, Rick, but if I'm remembering the film correctly, didn't Wedge successfully make the trench run? He just fucked up the shot.
He had to pull out.
Right.
Yeah, and he said sorry and left. Yeah, he said, Wedge, you're going to be no good back there. Pull out. We don't need to die today. And he just goes sorry and just fucks off and leaves. And that's why he doesn't help with Vader at the end.
Right.
The Millennium Falcon has 2 confirmed kills on the Death Star.
That's bollocks, though.
Yeah, because it was different people piloting it each time.
Well, and also the Millennium Falcon didn't do the shot for the first one. It was Luke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's the same logic that you can paint 2 Death Stars on the Millennium Falcon, but they're not attributed to a person. And it was probably a different X-Wing as well, by the way, because you don't don't tend to keep the same X-Wing for 5 years.
You never know, he might be that good of a pilot. It might have helped a case.
He might indeed. So yes, Wedge Antilles is my pick. I have a lot of Star Wars novel, now non-canon, but also mimetic badass knowledge behind him, and he's one of the favorite guys in all of Star Wars. How about you? Who's going to be your main pick for Space Pilot?
Yeah, unsurprisingly, my character is also a Star Wars character. He is the second best Jedi pilot ever. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Are you talking about one Plo Koon?
I am indeed talking about one Plo Koon. I'm so happy you knew that.
Yeah. Because he's also the only other one that they show in his fighter. Because when they kill him, they show him in the fighter, and they wouldn't do that if he was more well known for being on foot.
So it's really weird because Plo Koon is basically the best all-round Jedi. If Anakin Skywalker and Mace Windu didn't exist.
Yeah.
And Mace Windu isn't that good at the advisory part, and yet he still gets credit for it. Also, people like to forget this, mostly because Dave Filoni is a bit of a hack and loves his OC, but Plo Koon was also a trainer of Ahsoka before Anakin took over.
He was.
Yeah.
She just calls him Master Plo quite a lot.
Yeah, and Plo Koon was really, really upset when Ahsoka was on trial.
Yeah, like entirely. Yeah.
Plo Koon is interesting because you could pick him for a few categories because he's great with the Force, he's great with a lightsaber. I went for the Starfighter route because, as I said going in, I was fully prepared to lose if you just picked Anakin.
Sure.
Now, the thing is, I think he's got a bit of an edge on Wedge for two reasons. One,
the Force.
The Force. Two, the Jedi Starfighters are portrayed so much more nimble than an X-Wing.
Yeah, when you get to use one, as Wedge, by the way, in the third Rogue Squadron game, it's basically like a nuclear fighter. They're like so much more powerful than the A-Wing that is implied to be what essentially is the 20 years later evolution thereof.
Right.
Almost entirely because of the sonic charges being ridiculous. Like actually though, like the A-Wing has its own hyperdrive, which the Jedi Starfighters don't. So that's the tactical advantage to the newer thing, in that you can just jump into a place, do your mission and leave without having to leave a big old hyperspace ring up in orbit where it can be destroyed.
I also just want to give a shout out to both of us for picking two genuinely good people.
Oh yeah. Like these people would not fight each other unless it was a death battle.
Yeah, Wedge is just like the tales of his heroism have, as you've put already, Rick, been chronicled in several books.
Yes,
and
like there are 9 X-Wing books.
And Plo Koon's got one of the lines of the Clone Wars show of just the clone troopers going, "So we're expendable," and Plo Koon going, "Not to me."
Yeah.
Which is rare even among Jedi, because other Jedi, apart from Anakin with one particular clone trooper and Obi-Wan during certain battles, is always just like willing to discard clones en masse.
Yeah, frickin' Ki-Adi-Mundi's a fuck for it.
Oh, he's a cunt. Oh, Ki-Adi-Mundi is not a good person. I don't know how he became a Jedi Master.
Yeah.
Because
so I looked up a list of Star Wars pilots on Screen Rant. Do you know who is between Plo Koon and Wedge Antilles?
Oh, you know what? I can't even hazard a guess because it could be one of two characters, and I don't want to pick between them. So just go for it.
Well, Anakin is number 1 on that list. Hera Syndulla.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can see why.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but I can see why.
Yeah, Din Djarin's down at like number 8.
Yeah, because he's not a pilot. He's a pilot out of necessity, not out of skill.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's something that a lot of these lists, because they are targeted towards like Star Wars movie fans, it's just like this person was in a ship once and piloted it, therefore he's a good pilot. Han Solo's a ship pilot.
Yeah, Han Solo's number 7.
Yeah, he's crap.
Number 6 is Poe.
Yeah, fine.
Number 5 is Luke.
Also fine. I'd rank Luke below Plo Koon is the thing.
Oh yeah. Number 4 is Wedge.
I'm genuinely surprised because I think a lot more people would put Wedge above Plo.
Which puts Plo Koon at number 2 on the Screen Rant list of best pilots. So yeah, as much as I love Wedge,
I also love Wedge. I think if Wedge had the Force, I'd probably go for Wedge, but he doesn't. Yeah. So
And the benefit of the era in which he is most prevalent is that Force users are few and far between. So
they are and they aren't. They're few and far between when A New Hope came out, but since Episode 3, well, since The Mandalorian, Jedi are fucking everywhere, apparently.
Oh yeah, they're back in the universe again now, but yeah, during the Galactic Civil War, they were generally few and far between, and most of the ones that were on the villain side were not concerned with fighting against rebels. They were more concerned with hunting and slaying other Force sensitives.
But don't forget, Rick, Ahsoka managed to create a time loop, so she's got an excuse to see Luke.
Tee-hee.
I'm sorry, dude. Dave Filoni did such wonders for Star Wars, but for fuck's sake, he needed to let go of Ahsoka, and he can't.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
Rick, am I led to believe that you're conceding today?
I think I will concede. Yep, I think Plo Koon wins.
Plo Koon wins!
Plo Koon wins.
I'm glad. I really like Plo Koon, and I'm glad he managed to get a win. I also want to point out, if we went with honourable mention from me with Wash, I probably would have also gone for Wedge in that, because Wash can pilot a lot of things, including a dog shit ship like the Firefly, and he's a very skilled pilot. However, I think if you put them both in fighters, Wedge is beating Wash.
Yeah.
That's another thing, is today we managed to pick primarily fighter pilots, rather than like someone who's just a good all-round pilot, which would have been the trap, isn't it? Because I did that for SpongeBob.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't have picked, like, the guy who landed the plane on the river that one time.
Well, I hope not, because it's a space pilot.
Oh, yeah, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. I'm being a dick. But yeah, that does it today. This is going to be our only themed month Rumble, at least for this month. Join us again next week for something completely different, except not, because it's still kind of related when you think about it.
Yeah, bye, everybody.